you know what they say. Be who you are. Be who you are, right? Sometimes that person isn't anybody that anybody else wants to hang out with. You know, it's not. Still, be who you are. And why don't people want to hang out with me? For the most part, I make them feel bad. Yeah, like, talking about my kids, talking about my wife, talking about the things I do. They feel bad. When I worked at Dell, a bunch of guys were building like a rack in their basement or where garage, wherever. I didn't do that. I built some PCs in college. Played with some servers in the lab and some other things at Dell. But I usually have my own thing going on. One of the coolest things I played with was pretty early in my career. The DR appliances. The DR appliances were really cool. Top to bottom, you know. They were a really efficient box. It was a really efficient box. Self-contained in a lot of ways. Really good integrations. Single click uploads. And what happened when it didn't work? When you clicked it, you know? It was easy to fix. Cool. And look, I've got CLI. Linux kernel. Or, no, it was a different flavor. Forget. But still, you could get in there, you could do some stuff, you know? It's a really cool appliance. And then, some other cool things, you know? The FX2. I really enjoyed the FX2. More than like the ML. The FX2 was cool. The DR was a backup appliance. The FX2. You know, blade chassis. So, it did really well at Wall Street, you know? But I knew these things. I was always kept my pulse on the bleeding edge. And then I decided I didn't want to keep getting better at tech, you know? Get a CCNE, whatever. It's boring. Coding, network architecture, just whatever. So I moved to pre-sales. I got to talk to the people that were selling it, you know, in Chicago. A lot of them. A lot of MSPs, a lot of partners. I got to talk to them. And I learned that they didn't really know what it was doing. You know, for the most part. They had some idea, but they didn't really know. That's okay. Did a lot of whiteboarding sessions. Follow the wire. Yeah, that's what this stuff is doing. It's easy. And they picked it up, you know. Just a few sessions. Straight out of college. that is easy. Cool. And of course, technology, it only got easier. It only got easier, obviously. But I knew some things. I knew that when I went to career service, career fair in college, all anybody was asking me, could I code in Cobalt? Yeah, I can code in Cobalt. It's stupid. I don't want to do that. So I knew where businesses were, right? Then. And I kept learning where they were, you know. Worked with mainframes and third-party vendors, right? I knew what they were doing. Cool. There's some contention going on. It's alright. I know all this stuff. I can help with that contention. Just when it comes to technology, I have some experience. I'm the guy the, IT admin would call when his network went down. His Ethernet fiber network went down. When he got a purple screen. When they had a performance issue in their enterprise and on their storage network that they just couldn't figure out. They called me. Hey, how's it going? WebEx 10. Ran some reports, checked some logs, and then I fixed it. And they got to see me in the WebEx, going to all the different places, checking all the things, and then fixing it. Right? Doing all sorts of things. Really cool things. I enjoyed that job. It was always funny to me, like, network implementation, that sort of thing. I've factory reset switch stack in production and rebuilt it in the day, in the same day. It wasn't working, but still quite a thing to do. Having never done an implementation, right? Or never been in operations. The way I can look at those insights. Just interesting stuff that I got to see and learn about. I really liked Aperture as a product. It was cool. Not from a user perspective, but from from a technical. You had a lot of stuff you could do. So you learn, when that upload button, when you click it, doesn't work. What can you do? That sort of thing. So I worked, but technology was never my life. I had a wife, pretty soon a kid. Most of myself was being invested in people, my environment. I was building things. And in my personal life, I hardly used technology. Hardly used it. Mostly gaming. Mostly. And when I started working from home at Dell, I felt a lot better. I was like, dang, most of my stress wasn't even coming from this job, just from being in an office. That's cool. I can do a lot more at home. And eventually, it pissed me off, right? I got into the field because it had a lot of potential. It could do a lot of things for people and humanity. And when it didn't, I'm out, right? Easy peasy. Get into something that does. And then I did. Took a while. I got to become an artist first. It's cool. And now I'm working with the movement. Started doing some interviews. I think a lot of people are desperate to do something that matters. So I don't think it'll be difficult, finding leaders and talent and doing something good. I'm just saying we can go far, with people who care, with people who want to. Star Trek, Star Wars, they're just kids' stories, you know? The things we can actually build are way, way cooler than that.